So Hare Krishna. Before we start the class, let us take the blessings of the beautiful deities of Sri Radha Govinda Ji. Sri Radha Govinda Ji ki Jai. Okay, today this is the last chapter of Bhagavad Gita. It is like 18, and it is the summary of all the chapters. Like how in chapter 2 we saw the summary, right? Like that we will see the summary in chapter 18. Like how Karma Yoga leads to Bhakti Yoga, how Gnana Yoga leads to Bhakti Yoga. So how we saw, right? We know, so the whole summary will be seen in chapter 18. Okay, 18.1 to 12, we'll see Karma Yoga, like how through karma, through, through karma, how, we can come to bhakti. So, 18.1 to 18.12, acting with detachment is true renunciation. So, we'll see the difference between renunciation and what is that? Tyaga and sannyasa. Okay, so that we'll see, and who is a real sannyasi, we'll see that also from 18.1 to 18.12, and 13 to 18 we'll see the conclusion of Sankhya and Vedanta and the actions. Like we'll see different things like actions in different modes, the work, happiness, all these in different kinds of modes we'll see. And 18.19 to 40, that so entanglement of the three modes we'll see. 41 to 48, you'll see worshipping the Lord through one's occupational work is true renunciation, karma yoga. And 49 to 55, gnana yoga to pure devotional service. 56 to 60 is working in pure devotional service. And 61 to 63 is surrender to the super soul. And 64 to 66 is the most confidential knowledge. Like from super soul also you advance forward, you become pure devotee of Krishna. Okay. And I'm not able to see the last part. Okay. And the last is 74 to 80 is Sanjay's predictions. Like what is he saying finally? He gives conclusions. So that we'll see. Okay. So first we'll see the summary of chapters 1 to 6, karma and acting with detachment is true renunciation and brings freedom from reaction. So 1 to 6 we'll see what? A true sannyasi does not renounce his activities but renounces the fruits of his activities. Okay, 7 to 12 we'll see renouncing one's prescribed duties in illusion is ignorance. Renouncing one's prescribed duties out of fear is passion. So in different modes, renouncing we'll see. Okay. But dutifully performing one's prescribed duties with the detachment is renunciation and goodness. So such renouncers suffer no reaction. So let's see in detail now. First shloka. Arjuna uvacha sannyasya mahabaho tattvam ichchami veditum tyagasya cha hrishikesha pratak keshini sudana. So Arjuna said, O mighty armed one, I wish to understand the purpose of renunciation and tyaga and the renounced order of life, sannyasa, O killer of the Kesi demon, master of the senses. Okay, so here Arjuna is asking, he wants to understand the purpose of what tyaga, renunciation, tyaga, and renounced order of life, sannyasa. So here the difference is renunciation means, okay, we'll see in the next purports also. So renunciation means you do not give up your prescribed duties, but you do your prescribed duties, but you don't get attached to the results. You give the results to Krishna. So you do it for the satisfaction of Krishna. Okay. And what is renounced order sannyasa? Sannyasa means they don't do work at all. They give up all responsibilities, or they don't do any work. So they go to the forest. Okay, either they meditate or gnana or whatever, ashtanga yoga, whatever they want, they do. But they give up the activities. The prescribed duties in the material world, they don't do anything. They give up. Okay, so that is sannyasa. Total, they don't work at all. Okay, so that is the difference between renunciation, and renounced order of life. So Bhagavad Gita is actually finished in 17 chapters. The 18th chapter is a summarization. Throughout, the Lord emphasizes on devotional service as the ultimate goal of life. The 18th chapter, this is proclaimed as the most confidential path of knowledge, Moksha Upadesha Yoga. Okay, because in this, the final, what is the final conclusion, which is the best of all, is being said here. Okay, Moksha Upadesha Yoga. Okay. So 7.7 to 12 chapters, pure devotional service, its nature and activities are discussed. We saw that, right? The middle chapters of the Bhagavad Gita are pure devotional service related to bhakti. And 13 to 18 chapters deal with knowledge. Okay? Jnana to bhakti, right? Deal with knowledge, renunciation, the activities of material nature and transcendental nature, and devotional service. Conclusion was that all acts should be performed in conjunction with the Supreme Lord. The words we saw, right, last class, Om Tat Sat, Vishnu, the Supreme Person. Okay, so everything should be done as a sacrifice for Vishnu. Whatever work we do, we just say Om Tat Sat. Before beginning that work, we say Om Tat Sat, meaning that it is being done as a sacrifice to Vishnu. Okay? Devotional service and nothing else is declared as the ultimate purpose of life, reinforced by the past acharyas, the Brahma Sutra, and in the Vedanta. So, this is also confirmed in Brahma Sutra and Vedanta Sutra also. The Lord himself is the composer and the knower of the Vedanta Sutra. So, like the second chapter, the 18th chapter also is a summary of all the instructions. So, purpose of life is indicated to be renunciation, to be in renunciation and transcending the three modes of nature. So, what they are saying, you should go beyond the three modes of nature. And you should go to Shuddha Sattva, pure goodness. Only that is possible by practicing Krishna consciousness. So, practicing Krishna consciousness, you can go above the three modes. Arjuna herein wants clarification on the two distinct subject matters of Bhagavad Gita, namely renunciation, tyaga, and the renounced order of life, sannyasa, that is moksha sannyasa. Okay, so Krishna here is addressed as Rishi Kesha and Keshi Nishodana. So Rishikesha means he's the master of all senses. So he during the war, that is why he could control. He took charge of Arjuna. So that's why he was able to drive him to war. I mean, like to fight. So he is the master of senses who can always help in attaining mental serenity. Arjuna requests him to summarize everything in such a way that he can remain equipoised. He addresses Krishna as Keshi Nishudana. Okay, so why he's saying he referred Krishna as Keshi Nishudana? Because how he killed the demon Keshi, he wants, Arjuna wants Krishna to kill the demon like doubts that he had. Okay, so he's asking Krishna to kill, how he killed Keshi demon, kill my doubt. See, this is my doubt, Krishna, please clarify. So kill the demon of doubt within me. So he's asking Krishna. So second shloka. So now Krishna is answering. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Kamyanam Karmanam Nyasam Sanyasam Kavayo Viduhu Sarvakarma Phalatyagam Prahustyagam Vichakshanaha. The Supreme Lord said, to give up the results of all activities is called renunciation, tyaga, by the wise. So, what is renunciation or tyaga? Means you do your work. Whatever work you have to do, you should do. You have to do, but without expecting the fruits of that activity. So, you don't want the result of the work that you have done. You give it to Krishna, right? You don't want to enjoy the result of that. Generally, what karma kanda means, what you do with the expectation that you get the result. Otherwise, you don't do it. You only if there is some benefit, you do it. Like if you want to go to heavenly planets, you do a yagna for Indra to satisfy Indra, so that after your when you're about to leave your body, you could go to heavenly planets like that. So you are doing that yagna with some expectation. But here renunciation means you do work but without expecting anything. So I mean you don't want anything in return, but you do it for the satisfaction of Krishna. And what is and that state is called the renounced order of life, sannyasa, by great learned men. So, and what is sannyasa means? He gives up his prescribed duty itself. He doesn't do any work at all. He gives up prescribed duties, no responsibilities, nothing of the material world, and he goes to the forest and meditates, or for jnana, or like he does hatha yoga, all kinds of exercises, ashtanga yoga, all that. Okay, so he does not do work at all. Okay, according to the Bhagavad Gita, say results of one activities have to be given up. Okay, the result you have to give, not the work. Work should be done. Vedas say sacrifices prompted by desires like a good sun, higher planets should be stopped. So, per the Vedas, these rituals like karma kanda, you want something, I want to go to heavenly planets, I want a good sun, higher planets, I want to go. So, all these expectations that you want some result should be stopped. However, sacrifice for the purification of one's heart for advancement in the spiritual science, that should not be given up. Okay, so we should always purify our heart so that we can advance spiritually. How can we purify? The easiest method is chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That is the easiest process and the recommended process in Kali Yuga. Okay, sacrifices for the purification of the heart, advancement in spirituality, that should not be stopped. And we know the highest sacrifice is Sankirtan Yajna, right? Like that. So, third shloka. त्याज्यं दोषवद् इत्येके कर्म प्राहुर्मानिषिणः यज्ञदानतपः कर्म न त्याज्यम् इति च अपरे. The translation: some learned men declare that all kinds of fruitive activities should be given up. Okay, so some people say that okay, all the fruitive activities should be given up. Okay, but what are others saying? Other sages are saying who maintain the acts of sacrifice, charity, penance, they should never be given up. Okay, so now let's see in the next shloka, fourth, what does Krishna say? Which is the which is good of the two, sannyas or tyaga? Okay, should we give up everything, or give up only the results of our work, or totally we should give up work? So let's see. So now let's see the purport, what Prabhupada says. Some statements laid down in the Vedas are bewildering. So permission in the Vedas for killing an animal in sacrifice is condemned by some as abominable. See, some people say in the Vedas only it is said that killing an animal in sacrifice is condemned. Actually, it is recommended. You can kill an animal in sacrifice. In yagna, you can kill an animal and offer it. Okay, but condemned by some as abominable. But some people say that it should not, killing should not be done. So, as per the Vedic injunctions, the animal is not considered to be killed. Okay, but what is happening during that yagna? We are not just killing it and eating it for some sense gratification. Okay, why the Vedas is recommending killing of animal sacrifice? So that the animal that was given in sacrifice is given a new life. It gets a human life in the next birth. Okay, sometimes the animal is promoted immediately to the human form of life. But there are different opinions among the sages. So that is why actually the Vedas recommend sacrifice of killing of animals. Otherwise, it's not for sense gratification. So that it is for the purification of that animal. So it gets a chance to get a human immediately. It does not have to go through that evolutionary process. Directly it will get a human birth. That is why. Okay. But some agree, some do not agree. So that is what they're saying. Now, and in the next shloka, we'll see like what Krishna says. Marriage is a purificatory process to help humans advance in spiritual life. So yogis, see, generally that is also, marriage is also, I mean, like, it's a purificatory process. It goes according to a process, not like whimsically we do marriage, right? So there are some mantras for that. So it's a purificatory process to help humans advance in spiritual life. So yogis should perform acts for advancement of human society. The marriage ceremony is called Vivaha Yagna. So sannyasi is in the renounced order of life, having given up his family relations. So here, even though a sannyasi, he is in the renounced order. So sannyasi means it's the fourth ashram, right? So even though he's in the renounced order of life, he has given up his family, but still he should, I mean, like, promote marriage and all. That is what they're saying here. Okay, because a young person, he cannot become like a sannyasi, right? A young man, he may have some desires, everything he wants to, so that's why for him marriage is must. So by getting married, he does not have go to illicit relations and all that. By marriage, he chooses one particular person as a partner, and then he just performs his activities only with that particular partner. So that is important to control our senses. I mean, to not let it go astray, to control our senses, that marriage, that purity, that ceremony is Vivaha Yagna is required. Though, like you may say, like sannyasa is sannyasa, and like taking up grihastha is grihastha. So, like that, even though sannyasi is in the renounced order of life, given up his family relationships, he should encourage all this. I mean, like the purify marriage process and all this. Okay. So yet Lord says, that's why Lord is also saying, Krishna is also saying, even though sannyasi is in the renounced order of life, having given up his family relation, yet Lord says the sannyasi should officiate any sacrifice meant for human welfare. So though he may not be in family, sannyasi, but he should promote any process that is good for the human welfare. He may be not practicing it now, but if it is good for the welfare of the humanity, he must promote it. That is what Krishna is saying. The Vivaha Yagna is meant to regulate the human mind. See, if you don't get married, your mind will pressurize you, and you may go to illegal activities. So rather than that, give control to your senses by choosing a particular person, and then you get married, and then because of which there is control of the senses. Okay, such a mind becomes peaceful for spiritual advancement. Sannyasi should never associate with women, but he should support the marriage of a young man in the lower stages of life. Okay, so though he is a sannyasi, he does not associate with women or with family and everything, but he should support the marriage of a young man in the lower stages of life. Okay, even though he may not be with family now, or he's not in the association of women, but he should promote such activities which are good for humanity, like marriage. Though he is not with his family, but he should encourage the support, he should support the marriage of a young man in the lower stages of life. Like Prabhupada, he's got many devotees married. Like when he went to America, you all know that, like, generally that boys and girls live in relationship, they stay in one house, they don't feel anything of, I mean, bad about that. So Prabhupada, he was like worried. So he said, you are not supposed to stay boy, girl, not supposed to stay in the same house like this. If you want, you can get married. I will get you married. So Prabhupada, he became I mean, like, what do you say? A person, he became the priest also for them. He became a priest and he got them married, the devotees. Okay, so the ultimate goal of all sacrifices is to achieve the Supreme Lord. So the main goal is whatever we do, purificatory process that we do, we should, our main aim is to achieve the Supreme Lord. So anything and everything we can do to reach our goal, to satisfy the Supreme Lord. Similarly, charity also purifies the heart. That done to the deserving helps to advance spiritually. So charity also we've seen yesterday, right? How charity in the mode of goodness, to it should be done to a good, I mean, like a perfect person at a perfect time at a perfect place to a deserving person. If we do charity without, I mean, like we should just do it without expecting anything in return as a duty. Okay, so that is in the mode of goodness. So that will help us advance spiritually. Okay, now 6. एतान्यपि तु कर्माणि सङ्गं त्यक्त्वा फलानि च कर्तव्यानीति मे पार्था निश्चितं मतम् उत्तमम्. All these activities should be performed without any expectation of result. They should be performed as a matter of duty. O son of Pritha, that is my final opinion. So finally he is telling this tyaga is good more than sannyasa. Okay, so what Krishna is saying, see, all these activities that you're doing should be performed without any expectation of result. Okay, so you should not expect, I mean, like, you should not think only if I get some result, I will do. If I do this, I will get this. No, not like that. So you should do your work, prescribed duties you should do without any expectation of result. Okay, just do it for Krishna, do it to satisfy Krishna. They should be performed just as a matter of duty. Like how a father, right, out of duty, he takes care of the family, right? Of his parents, of his wife, of his children. He does not expect anything in return. So, like that, we just have to do without any expectation. Do our duty, do it as duty without any expectation of result. So, marriage, I'm sorry. So a sacrifice should be performed without any expectation. So sacrifices with the purpose of material advancement in life should be given up. Sacrifices purifying one's existence should never be stopped. So all activities, sacrifices or charities as devotional service should be done as a devotional service to the supreme. So those kind of activities must be promoted. So this is said in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, 7th shloka. Niyatasya tu sannyasah karmano नोपपद्यते मोहात् तस्य परित्यागस् तामसः परिकीर्तितः. So, translation, prescribed duties should never be renounced. So, never be renounced. That is what the sannyasi does, right? He gives up all his duties, prescribed duties, and goes to the forest. If one gives up his prescribed duties because of illusion, such renunciation is said to be in the mode of ignorance. See, what is Krishna saying? So, if you give up your prescribed duties and you think that I'm going to the forest for learning about God, so that is your whatever you are doing is that is your because you're in illusion, Maya. Okay, so such renunciation is said to be in the mode of ignorance. Okay, so Krishna is not encouraging like that. What Krishna is interested, he says, do your work, but without any expectation of result. Do it as a matter of duty and just give up the results. Okay, so sannyasa, Krishna is not agreeing. He is not interested. He is not showing that much interest. And he's saying that such kind of renunciation is said to be in the mode of ignorance. Is said to be in the mode of ignorance. Okay. So he is not accepting sannyas. Okay. Now let's see 8. Anyone who gives up prescribed duties as troublesome or out of fear of bodily discomfort is said to have renounced in the mode of passion. Such action never leads to the elevation of renunciation. So some people, who are like who give up their work, the prescribed duties that they have to do per the Vedas, if they find it very difficult or troublesome, or because they don't want to strain their body too much, or it is beyond their bodily comfort, so they don't want to do. Okay, so what is Krishna saying? Such people are there are said to be in the mode of passion. So they give up their prescribed duties because of some troubles. They are not able to. I mean, like, come out of their comfort zone. They don't want to. I mean, like, what, give stress to their body. Okay, and if they find sometimes it is troublesome, they don't do. Okay, such people are such renunciation is in the mode of passion. So such action never leads to the elevation of renunciation. Okay. So work done should be done to satisfy the Supreme. The spiritual activities to be done like cooking and offering food to the Supreme Lord. A sannyasi is in the renounced order of life should not cook for himself. Okay, so sannyasi, because he's in the mood of preaching, right? He does not have one particular house. He does not have money, nothing. So that is why he does this. What do you call them? So he does not have a particular house. He does not have the utensils, nothing like that. Okay, so he cannot cook. So actually, a vanaprastha, a sannyasa, and a brahmachari, they cannot cook for themselves. They don't have money, nothing, right? So a grihastha, generally, that's where they go. They do this madhukari. They do not cook actually. They do madhukari and they go from place to place, begging alms. So a sannyasi may perform a marriage ceremony of KC disciple partners. So we saw, right, how Prabhupada, he was a sannyasi, right? He got his disciples married. So with the purpose of helping them to advance in spirituality. That's why he got them married. So renouncing of these activities situates one in the mode of darkness. So eighth shloka. Dukkham ityeva yat karma kaya klesha bhayatyajed sakritva rajasam tyagam naiva tyaga phalam labhed. Anyone who gives up prescribed duties as troublesome or out of fear of bodily discomfort is said to have renounced in the mode of passion. So we saw in the earlier slide, right? Such action never leads to elevation or of renunciation. See, one stops earning thinking that to be a fruitive activity. And this is like, see, what Krishna is saying is like, instead of, I mean, like, you should not totally stop. And like, if you're a family person, you're, I mean, like, you do a job, and all of a sudden, because you come to Krishna consciousness, it does not mean that now you stop earning and totally you go to the temple and you dedicate yourself for Krishna. So Krishna is not encouraging like that. So instead of that, what Krishna is saying, you earn money for Krishna, and you at the same time you do the responsibilities as a householder, and whatever money you get, that amount you give as donation. Okay, so that's why he's saying you do your prescribed duties and give the results to me. Okay, you do your job, you do your responsibilities as a family member, and when you do the job, you get the money. That money you give for Krishna. So what is the use of, why do you want to totally renounce? Totally. You give up your job, leaving family members like that, and then why do you want to come to the temple totally and be like that? So Krishna is not encouraging that, okay? So if one stops earning, thinking that to be a fruitive activity, if one does not rise early in the morning, thinking it to be troublesome, see some people, in the mood of passion, they don't rise up, it's very difficult for them to rise in the morning. They sleep very late. So as a result, very difficult for them to rise early in the morning. It's very troublesome for them. Such giving up of activity, see, they are in the mode of passion. Such giving up of activities is in the mode of passion. So one must earn and offer the money to Krishna conscious activity. So that's what they're saying. You should not stop doing your job and totally dedicate yourself to the temple. Instead of that, you do your prescribed duties. You have a family responsibility. Do a job, maintain your family, and at the same time, whatever amount you get from the job, part of it you use it for Krishna conscious activities. So one must arise early in the morning and advance his transcendental Krishna consciousness. Okay, so the good thing is you must rise up in the morning and in the Brahma Muhurta you should get up and advance in transcendental Krishna consciousness. So ninth shloka, Karyam ityeva yat karma niyatam kriyate arjuna sangam tyaktva phalam chaiva satyagaha satviko mataha. O Arjuna, when one performs his prescribed duty only because it ought to be done and renounces all material association and all attachment to the fruit, his renunciation is said to be in the mode of goodness. Okay, now Krishna is telling how the people, renunciation in the mode of goodness is. So, when he performs his prescribed duty, because as duty, because it ought to be done, it has to be done as a duty, he takes it as a duty. And he gives up all material association, doesn't associate, even though maybe he goes to workplace job, he works, but how much ever is required, he talks. He doesn't take their association. In fact, he gives him their association. He tries to change them to devotees, but he doesn't take their association. Okay, so he renounces all material association and all attachment to the fruit. So even though he's working, right, working or doing a job, he does not and think that okay, this is for my sense gratification. Whatever money I'm getting is for me. So no, he gives how much ever is needed for body and soul and for his family. He keeps, and the remaining he uses it for Krishna conscious activities. So he's not attached to the result of his work. This kind of renunciation is said to be in the mode of goodness. Okay. So 9, but he who performs his, oh, it's the same thing, right? He who performs his prescribed duty only because it ought to be done and renounces, it's the same thing, okay? So let's see purport. One must perform his prescribed duty without attachment to the result. Should be disassociated from the modes of work. Example, a Krishna conscious person working in a factory does not associate himself with either the work of the factory or with the workers of the factory. So this person, he works because he has to work. See, for a living, to maintain himself, he has to do something, right? So he does not attach himself to, oh, he does not become passionate. Oh, from this position, from this clerk position, I have to become a manager. From manager, from assistant manager to manager, then CEO. He has no such big ambitions like, okay, he does not like he get attached to that thing because he has to maintain his soul and body together and his family members. He does work. It's not that he gets attached with the workers or that job, anything. Okay, he works because he has to work to maintain his soul and body. Okay, so he simply works, giving up the result. So whatever income he comes, he thinks it is because Krishna has given me that money. So how much ever is needed for his living, like for eating and for family expenses, he keeps, and remaining he gives it to Krishna. He epitomizes the divine virtue of transcendentality. Transcendentality. Okay, so like this, he becomes spiritual. He progresses spiritually. So he epitomizes means he is like an example for all of us. So this is how we should be. Okay, so this is actually given the chart. Okay, ignorance, passion, and goodness. So here, so in ignorance, we saw they are in illusion. So because of illusion, so here, where is it? See, in illusion means they think that they have to give up their work and they have to go to the forest. So because of that is not accepted by Krishna. So you should do your prescribed duties. That is what they are doing. But in ignorance, they give up their work. They don't do their prescribed duties at all. Okay, the sannyasis, they go to the forest and totally give up work. Like how we saw, right? A person who is doing a job, he suddenly, all of a sudden, because he's come into Krishna consciousness, he gives up his job and he comes to the temple to join. So like that. Okay, Krishna is not recommending that, and that is in the renunciation in the mode of ignorance. And passion is like they don't do their prescribed duties out of fear. Oh, what will happen to my body? I can't come out of this comfort zone. Like maybe he has to get up in the morning. So all these difficulties he cannot bear, because of which he cannot do his prescribed duties. So that is in the renunciation, the mode of passion. And goodness is he does it as a matter of duty, because it has to be done. He does it and without any expectation of result. Okay. So 10. Nadveshti akushalam karma kushale nanusajjate tyagi sattva samavishto medhavi chinna ಇದು ಮಂಚಿನೀರು ಸಂಶಯಃ ಮೂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಸ್ರಾವುದು. The intelligent renouncer, situated in the mode of goodness, neither hateful of inauspicious work nor attached to auspicious work, has no doubts about work. Neither hate. See, this person, who is in the mode of goodness, he's neither, see, he doesn't hate if it is inauspicious work, saying that, oh, I can't do this work, this is dirty work, horrible work, nothing like that. Or he says, if he gets a good job, he's not attached to auspicious work. He says, wow, this is so nice, I like such kind of work. No, not like that. And he has no doubts about work. Like whatever work he is given, he will do, because he's not attached to the work. His main intention is just do, and just because he has to keep his soul and body together, he works. Nothing that this is good work, bad work, nothing like that. So does not hate anyone or anything which troubles his body. So he's irrespective. He just does his duty for the sake he has to do it. Now he does not hate or hate anyone or anything which troubles. He does not overburden his body, so he doesn't trouble his body like Ugra Karma. These people, they work more than 20 hours, giving only 4 hours for the body, rest for the body. So they work not like that. He does work in the proper place at the proper time, not afraid of the troublesome effects of his duty, is situated in transcendence. So he does anything. He does not, he is like a, in fact, all summing up, you can say he's just a very simple person, straightforward person. Okay, he's situated in transcendence, such a person. Uh, so he does his work as a matter of duty, without any expectation, just for the sake of working. He has to work because he has to maintain his body and family members. He works without any attachment to the people there or to the work there. Okay, and he does not overwork, because he knows that the goal of life is to go back to Godhead. So he does not give much time to material activities. How much ever is needed, that much he gives, and remaining time he gives it to spiritual activities. Okay. So symptoms of proper renunciation. Okay. So this is they're showing in the mode of goodness. One who's in the mode of goodness, he is the intelligent renouncer. So neither, what we saw all this, right? Neither hateful of inauspicious work, nor attached to auspicious work. Okay, so what does it mean? Which means one does not hate anyone or anything that troubles his body, works in proper place at proper time without fearing the troublesome effects, and he has no doubts about work. Okay. Okay, so this is 18.10. So the intelligent renouncer, situated in the mode of goodness, so we saw, right, neither hateful of inauspicious work nor attached to auspicious work, has no doubts about work. So we saw this. Now, 11th is not given here. Yeah, it's here. Okay, so nahi deha bhrita shakyam tyaktum karmani ashesatah yastu karma phalatyagi satyagiti abhidhiyate. A true renouncer works for Krishna and offers everything to Krishna. Lord clearly outlines how and why fruits of activities should be renounced. Okay. So we'll see in the future shlokas how and why fruits of activities should be renounced. So, see, many members of the ISKCON work very hard in offices, factories, and elsewhere. They give all their earnings to the society. See, now you see all these brahmacharis that are the brahmacharis or grihasthas who are there in ISKCON. Many of them, they before they, I mean, the sannyasis, like people who have completed their IIT and have come into jobs, big jobs, right? They get good amount of money. So initially, before coming to ISKCON, they used to, I mean, like they were in the process of coming to ISKCON, but ISKCON prescribes generally that people should not think that these sannyasis, because they weren't able to establish themselves in the material world, that is why these people they become sannyasis, brahmacharis. Don't want that wrong notion to come. So that's why what do they say? These IIT people or these doctors, lawyers who come, they tell them before you join ISKCON, you establish yourself well. Okay, so because of which they finished their, some actually wanted to leave IIT in the middle, some after IIT they wanted to join ISKCON directly. So what these people would say, the senior devotees, they would tell them, so to give a lesson to the material people that the ISKCON people are not escapists, not because they could not survive in the material world properly, they have become sannyasis. And these devotees have no other work. They just beg and they eat unnecessarily. They can't work. So to remove that notion, what they used to do, they say, you nicely study, you get good marks, then get a good job, good income, you earn. Okay, and then then working, they used to give all that salary to the ISKCON, to the building up of ISKCON activities. Okay, whatever they used to earn, they, just for eating, they used to keep maybe probably, and remaining they used to give the whole amount to ISKCON. Okay, and then when once they work for 1 or 2 years like that, then they were taken into the ISKCON communities full time. The many brahmacharis that you see now in ISKCON or sannyasis, they were once IITian or doctors or lawyers in big positions. They all were. Like if you see Ambarish Prabhu, he is the owner of Ford company, and Ford, you all of you know, I think, right? So all such big people, they give all of their income. I mean, in fact, um, I don't know. I know his name as Ford, Henry Ford. I don't know his name exactly. He's owner of Ford company now. He is building the TOVP in Mayapur, Temple of Vedic Planetarium and he has spent so many crores of rupees. Actually, he wanted to build the whole thing with his own money, but Guru Maharaj requested that everybody should get a chance, to donate money so that they can also be a part of that thing. So that's why others were also given a chance to donate. So that is the level of a devotee. So they're not attached to the results. They give it to Krishna, to satisfy Krishna, to please Krishna. Okay. Such they give all their earnings to the society. Okay, society means to Krishna consciousness. Such highly elevated souls are actually sannyasis situated. So they are real sannyasis, not you give up your duties and you go to the forest and you meditate, do not doing. So what is Krishna saying? These are true sannyasis who work for Krishna actually. So they just work, they do their prescribed duties, and whatever income they get, they are using it in Krishna conscious activities. Okay, they are real sannyasis. Okay, next we'll see 12th shloka. Anishtam ishtam mishtam cha trivadam karmanah phalam bhagavati atyaginam pretya natu sannyasinam kvachit. For one who is not renounced, the three folds of action, desirable, undesirable, and mixed, accrue after death. So here, different types of action are said: desirable, undesirable, and mixed accrue. We'll see that in the future. Future slokas. What is that? But those who are in the renounced order of life have no such result to suffer or enjoy. Why? Because they do everything for satisfaction of Krishna. So if you do anything for Krishna, you get no result, right? There is no result. You don't get bad or good result. It's akarma, because of which you don't have to enjoy or suffer, right? But those like people who don't give up and they expect something, they want something in return for the work they have done, the results they're expecting. So they either have to, because because they may have done some good activity or a bad activity for which there is a reaction. So they have to enjoy or suffer, right? The reaction, right? So they have the reactions. But a Krishna conscious person, because he gives his activity for Krishna, he does his act, gives the result to Krishna, so he has nothing, no result to suffer or enjoy. The person in Krishna consciousness acting in knowledge of his relationship with Krishna is always liberated. Okay. 13. Panchaitani Mahabaho Karanani Nibodame Sankhye Kritante Proktani Siddhaye Sarva Karmanam. O mighty armed Arjuna, according to the Vedanta, there are 5 causes for the accomplishment of all action. Now learn of these from me. So earlier, actually, I think in L1 we read, right? See, there are 5 people involved in when you do a particular action. Generally, what we think, it is only me. If I think, what do we think? I can do it. If I work hard, I will get everything. But that is not the case. Krishna is saying. So many foolish people, they think that I am the doer, I am the karta. If I work hard, I will get profit. I will get whatever I want. That is what they think. But what is Krishna telling Arjuna? No, five things are involved to do one action. 5 things are needed. Okay, now learn these from me. That is what Krishna is telling. So let's know in the future shlokas what that is. Okay, logically, every activity has some reaction. So to the question how a crazy person does not suffer or enjoy the reactions of work, the Lord cites the Vedanta philosophy to show how this is possible. He engages everyone in certain activities based on their past actions. So, activities performed in Krishna consciousness under the divine direction from within yield no reaction, either in this life or in the life after death. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishtaha. Okay, so because Sarvasya Chaham, so Krishna is present in the heart of every living entity. Okay, he is present in the body of every living entity. Okay, the ultimate control is invested in the super soul. He is there as a super soul, and he knows. That is why he stays in the heart and he observes all our activities. He knows our desires. He knows everything in and out of what we will do, what are our desires, everything. Okay. So there are 5 causes for all activities, and for success in all activity, one should consider these 5 causes as per Sankhya philosophy, Shruti, and Vedanta Sutra. So I think the later shlokas, I think you will get what exactly these are. I think it should come here. I think, yeah. See here. What are those 5? अधिष्ठानं तथा कर्ता कारणं च पृथग्विधं विविधाश्च पृथक् चेष्टा दैवं च इवातर So what are those 5? The place of action. What is the place of action for us? Body. So using this body we do some action, right? And the performer. Who is the performer? The soul. Without the soul this body can't do anything, right? It's like a dead body, right? So who is the performer? The soul. And what the soul interacts with through the senses, right? The various senses. So that is the third one. The many different kinds of endeavor. So for anything the body, we need some endeavor, effort we have to put, right? So the different kinds, for particular each work we put different kind of effort, so that endeavor is needed. And ultimately the final thing is the super soul. We see, even though we may put so much of effort, but if Krishna as super soul, he doesn't sanction, nothing can happen, right? So that is actually the most important of all is the super soul. So these are the 5 factors of action that are needed. Okay. So here you can see, right? These 5 causes cooperatively perform every action. So what is it? First, place of action, that is body. Super soul, all our activities depend on his will or sanction. See, only if he is, generally people like in the mode of passion and ignorance think that if I work hard, I will get everything, whatever I want. Nature automatically will give, because we are being sincere and we are putting our 100% effort, right? And we think that yeah, we will surely get. No, but not no. So what is Krishna saying? These 5 are required: the sanction of the super soul, okay, and the soul, he is the doer, and endeavor are our efforts, how much effort is needed. Senses, like how the body and soul, they interact through the senses, right? So they are the instruments of action. Okay. So and what are the, how with these things we do wrong actions and right actions. Okay. So irreligious means work done against principles of so wrong actions means you go against the scriptures. Right actions means you do what the Vedas mention. You do, you go in the scriptural directions. Okay. So same thing. Oh, mighty armed Arjuna, learn from me the 5 factors which bring about the accomplishment of all action. These are declared in the Sankhya philosophy to be the place of action. So we just saw it. The place of action means the body. The performer is the soul. The senses, like through the senses, the body and soul interact. And the endeavor, so the effort, and ultimately the super soul. The word adhishtanam in the shloka we saw, right? First line, adhishtanam, it refers to the body. The next one is soul, right? The doer. The soul within the body is the doer or performer, karta, acting to bring about the results of the activity. The instruments of action are the senses, and by the senses, the soul acts in various ways. Okay. So everything we interact, the body interacts through the senses, right? We see with our eyes, we breathe with our nose, and we work with our hands, legs. So we have what 5 knowledge acquiring senses and gnana, karma, right? Both we have, right? So through these 10 senses, we do all our activities. Okay, so every action has a different endeavor, fourth one, and all activities depend on the will of the super soul, seated within the heart as a friend. The Supreme Lord is the super cause. Therefore, one acting under the direction of the super soul is not bound by any activity. Okay, so when you're doing, you do the work because you want to please Krishna. So any activity done for Krishna, there is no reaction. So you are not bound up by any activity. Those in complete Krishna consciousness are not ultimately responsible for their actions. So everything is dependent on the supreme will, the super soul, the supreme personality of Godhead. This is the team 14. Okay, actually, from 13 is a summary of Gnana section. So 13 to 18, what we are seeing is Krishna Visarite cites Vedanta and analyzes activities as comprised of 5 factors. So we saw the 5 factors, right? Uh, so this is to help us perform activities without becoming bound. So the main reason Krishna is telling this is so that we don't get attached to our results. Okay, do it in a Krishna conscious way. So most prominent of these is the super soul. Obviously, without the sanction of the super soul, nothing can happen. Even though how much ever hard work or endeavor we put, but if the Lord doesn't sanction, nothing happens, right? So acting under the super soul's direction, one is unaffected by reaction. So if you act according to the directions of Krishna, then you will not have any reaction. It is akarma. But if you do per your sense gratification, You have to enjoy or suffer the reactions for that. Okay. So now let's go to 15. Shariravan manobhiryad karma prara prarabhate naraha न्यायं वा विपरीतं वा panchaite tasya hetavah. So whatever right or wrong action a man performs by body, mind or speech is caused by these five factors. Okay. So right work is that done as prescribed in the scriptures. So okay, whatever right work you think is right is per the scriptures. So wrong work means against scriptural injunctions. So but both actions require. See, for both these five factors are needed. Either you do good or bad work, it is done through these five factors only. Okay. 16. तत्रैवं सति कर्तारम् आत्मानं केवलं तु यः पश्यति अकृतिबुद्धित्वान् न स पश्यति दुर्मतिः. One who thinks himself the only doer, not considering the five factors, is certainly foolish. So we discussed, right? Generally, before coming to Krishna consciousness, all of us used to think that way, right? I mean, though sometimes our efforts were fruitless, we still think that, oh no, maybe I didn't give my 100%. Again, we try. So we always used to think that if we do hard work, why we will not get? Surely we'll get the results. Okay, but here Krishna is saying, if you don't consider these five factors and you consider only yourself the only doer, such people are certainly foolish. He cannot see things as they are. He does not know or understand that the super soul is sitting as a friend within and monitoring his actions. Okay, he does not know. He's so ignorant, so foolish that he does not know that the super soul is there in the heart, sitting along the soul and as a friend, and is monitoring all the activities that he's doing. See, although the material causes are the place, the worker, the endeavor, and senses, the final cause is the Supreme Lord. Okay, materially, the things that we see, maybe we all may be there, but when all these are there also, the final cause is the Supreme Lord. If He doesn't sanction, how much ever, whatever you do is of no use. So one should understand this point. Okay, 17. यस्य नाहङ्कृतो भावो बुद्धिर्यस्य न लिप्यते हत्वापि स इमालोकान् न hanti na nibhadyate. Lord tells Arjuna, the desire not to fight arrives from false ego. So false ego, what is the false ego that we all have? Okay, at least we know now, theoretically at least we know. But earlier, before coming to Krishna consciousness, we had this false ego that we are this body, that I am the master, I am the enjoyer. Okay, that is the false ego. And what is the true ego that we should have? That we are servant of the Lord. Okay, Jivera Swarupa Hoy, Nityera Krishnadas. So we are the servant of the Lord. That is true ego. Arjuna was thinking he was himself the doer of action. Okay, so Arjuna is thinking he is the master, he is the enjoyer, he is himself the a person who is doing everything. He alone is doing everything he is thinking. He did not consider the sanction of the Supreme from within and without. One who knows his instruments, himself as the worker, and the Supreme Lord as the Supreme Sanctioner will do his activity perfectly. So, what they are saying, so if one considers all the five factors, he knows that he is doing his activity perfectly. Okay. See, at one point, there will be persons who know all this. They will try once or twice. If it doesn't work out, they don't over endeavor. Again, they don't work. They will think that, okay, maybe the Lord does not like me to do this. So that's why two times I tried, it didn't work out. So maybe I should change. I should do something else like that. But foolish people, they will keep on trying, keep on trying, keep on trying, even though they Supreme Lord doesn't sanction, they will say, why not? I will try again, and they will waste their time. They won't try to understand the Supreme Lord's sanction over there. He's not, maybe this is not for me. They don't understand that. Okay. So, such a person is never in illusion. Who knows that everything is done per these five factors, and the main reason is the Supreme Lord who sanctions. Such a person is never in illusion. One who thinks himself as the doer, everything as his responsibility, is illusioned by false ego, godlessness, lack of Krishna consciousness. See, when we didn't have Krishna consciousness, we also thought like that only, right? We are this body, and we thought that I am the doer, I am only the maintaining the family, I am the head of the family. Everybody has to listen to what I say. He used to think that I am only, what do you say, maintaining this family. I am only, without me, they can't even survive. So he's in this Brahma, false ego, because of this body. Okay, he thinks everything is running because I am earning money. Then no, that's why this house is running. He thinks like that. All this because of godlessness and lack of Krishna consciousness. Okay, even killing someone under the direction of Supreme Lord is not killing. See, anything that we do per the direction of Krishna is like considered like authority. You will not get any sin or any reaction will not be there. Okay, so that's what they're saying. Even killing somebody under the direction of Supreme Lord is not killing. Okay, so they given Prabhupada gives an example also, Srila Prabhupada. So he is never affected by the reaction of such killing as there is a purpose in which Lord knows. So why Lord wanted the see when the Kurukshetra what took place, he wanted all the bad people to, I mean, like he brought all of them to one platform. So in all, he wanted all of them in one go to finish. All the bad should go away. So that's why he arranged this huge war. So that at one go, everything will be finished. All the bad will be finished. Okay, and there was a purpose to this battle also. If Duryodhana would become the king, and you know what character Duryodhana is? He tried to destroy Draupadi. So we can expect like what kind of ruling he will do with all the his behavior with all the ladies, how it will be and everything. So and his character, he's always greedy. He's against God. So we can understand like what kind of ruling he will do. So he will not do it in a dharmic way. It will be all adharma. So to bring back dharma back and to eliminate all the bad, Krishna had to arrange this war for a good cause. So for that, killing was necessary. Okay. So whatever Krishna does, it may appear outwardly as bad. Why so much killing? Why so much bloodshed? But no, whatever God does, there is a supreme cause behind that. He is never affected by the reaction of such killing, as there is a purpose which Lord knows. Soldier killing, see, one example Srila Prabhupada gives is soldier killing under the command of a superior officer. He is not to be judged. See, like a soldier, he works, he shoots so many enemy officers on the borders. Okay, then he is given a nice award because he killed so many enemies. But if the same soldier he kills a personal friend or a neighbor because he gets into a quarrel and he kills them, then he is given out of his personal interest. If he does, then he is put into prison. Now he may ask, I killed so many hundreds there, then you gave me a medal. Now I've killed one person. Why are you putting me in jail? So the reason is there, you were doing it under the order of a supreme authority. That's why you had no reaction. But now you are doing it for your own sense gratification. You killed him. So that is why you are getting the punishment. Okay. So 18. Jnanam Gneyam Parignata Trivida Karma Cha Chodana Chodana Karanam Karma Karteti Trividaha karma sangraha. Knowledge, the object of knowledge, and the knower are the three factors that motivate action. Okay, so knowledge, we need to do some action, we need knowledge, the object of knowledge, and the knower. The senses, the work, and the doer are the three constituents of action. Okay, so we'll see that also in different modes in the next coming shlokas. See, according Gnanam is the same thing, right? No. Okay. Gnanam karma cha karta cha tridaiva gunabedata prochyate gunasankhyane yatavat shrunutani api. According to the different modes of material nature, there are three kinds of knowledge. Okay, so we said right here, yeah. So now knowledge, the object of knowledge, and the knower we'll see in different modes. All the three modes we'll see now one by one. Okay, according to the three different modes of material nature, there are three kinds of knowledge: action and performer of action. Now hear of them from me. Okay, 20. सर्वभूतेषु येनैकं भावम् अव्ययम् ईक्षते अविभक्तं विभक्तेषु तज्ज्ञानं विद्धि सात्विकम्. A person who sees one spirit soul in every living being, be it demigod, human being, animal, bird, beast, aquatic, or plant, possesses knowledge in the mode of goodness. So, what are they saying here? So, they're talking about knowledge here. See, three kinds of knowledge based on the modes of material nature they are discussing. Okay. Okay. So, a person who is in the mode of goodness, he sees one spirit soul in every living being. So, okay, he sees only the soul, be it in a demigod or a dog or elephant, a human being, sannyasi, animal, or whatever. That person, I mean, he doesn't see the outward appearance, but he knows that he sees the soul. Soul is common for everybody, right? I mean, like it is of the same shape. It is eternal, and it's not like changing like the body, right? So it is eternal. So that soul is constant. It is eternal. It is the same. Be the outward dress may be different. So those who recognize that they possess knowledge in the mode of goodness. All living entities possess one spirit soul, although they have different bodies in terms of their previous work. So, depending on the karma, they have different bodies, though the soul is one. Right? So, each person has a soul with a different, because he has done a different karma. So, he's in the body of maybe a dog. Now, one is in the human being, one is Brahma, one is Indra, Chandra, like that, different bodies. That living energy is imperishable. Okay, that soul is imperishable, but although the bodies are perishable. So body is temporary, right? Soul is like eternal. As there are many forms of material existence, in conditional life, the living force appears to be divided. Okay, so we think that the soul is being divided because it is there in so many living entities, right? So we think it is being divided. Okay, so actually, the living force is not being divided, though it appears to be divided by, because we think that, oh, the soul is there in the dog, the soul is there in the elephant. So it's not like it is divided, because we know that soul cannot be cut into pieces, right? Though it appears to look like divided, it is being there in so many people throughout the world, throughout the universe. It is never divided. Okay. So such knowledge is an aspect of self-realization. So such knowledge is in the mode of goodness. Now let's see passion. What are they saying? What Krishna is saying. Pratakwena tu yatnanam Nana Bhavan Pratak Vidan Veti Sarveshu Bhuteshu Tagnanam Vidhi Rajasam. So these people, what do they think in the mode of passion? Knowledge in the mode of passion. They think that the understandings, the material body is the living entity. So they think that this material body itself is the soul. So there is nothing separate like a soul and body. For them, this material body itself is the soul. It is the living entity. For them, like this body is everything. So with its destruction, consciousness is also destroyed. So they think when the body dies, so everything that consciousness is also destroyed. It's gone. Everything is gone because for them everything is the body, right? So when they see somebody is dead, they think okay, everything is over. That's all. Consciousness is also gone. So consciousness is temporary, they think, because they think it is the body. So now the body is gone. So they think this body is all consciousness. So even the because the body is gone, consciousness is gone, which means it is. They think it is temporary. There are no individual souls, but there is an all-pervading soul full of knowledge. There are no individual souls. What does this mean? Huh. So they are saying that there are no individual souls actually. I mean, all are bodies, okay? But there is an all pervading soul full of knowledge. So they don't believe in the concept of soul and super soul, okay? The word full of knowledge, okay? They don't know that concept. So such people are considered products of modes of, in the modes of passion, okay? So 18 or 22. So, okay, we'll finish this and then we'll stop, okay? Yattu Krishnavat ekasmin karye saktam ahaitukam atatvartavat alpam cha tattamasam udahritam. So a common man is always in the mode of ignorance because, see now they're talking about knowledge in the mode of ignorance. And generally the common people are in the mode of ignorance. In conditioned life, he is born into the mode of ignorance. Generally, when we are born, all of us are in the mode of ignorance only. His knowledge would not have developed through the authorities, scriptural injunctions, and as such limited to the body. So when we were born, even before we came to Krishna consciousness, we didn't know the authorities, scriptures, everything, right? So we thought everything is this body only. So his activities are not as per the directions of the scripture, obviously, because we don't have no knowledge of scriptures. So we were just doing whimsically what came to our mind. So for him, God is money. So what do these materialist people do? What is their goal? They want money, money, money. For them, God, money is God. Okay? And knowledge means the satisfaction of bodily demands, means giving comfort. How much comfortable am I? So that is their goal. Earn money, 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 and with that money, buy all comfort. Okay, such knowledge has no connection with the absolute truth. They're so much into sense gratification, satisfying the senses, that they don't get connected with absolute Krishna at all. They have no interest. Even if you go and ask them to come for the classes, they will, no, I'm very busy, I cannot come, they will say. So for them it is all about, like, they work like animals, they live like animals. It's all about eating, sleeping, defending and mating like that of animals. So such knowledge is due to the mode of darkness, such people. So, knowledge concerning the spirit soul beyond this body is that in the mode of goodness. Okay, so they know the knowledge. In the mode of goodness, they know that there is soul and there is a body that is different. Okay, but knowledge producing many theories and doctrines by dint of mundane logic and mental speculation is the product in the mode of passion. So this knowledge we saw, right? So they think the body itself is the soul. So they speculate. Okay, so the passionate people are these scientists. They don't believe in the soul concept and all that because they can't see. These scientists, they even if they, I mean, experiment and they speculate, and only if they are able to see, through experiment, then they will accept. Otherwise, they don't. So such people are in the mode of passion. They think this body is only everything. The soul, body, everything is this only. So when the body dies, everything is over. That what do you say? Consciousness, everything is gone. So consciousness is also temporary. That's what they think. Now, the last one is like ignorance is that they behave like animals. Okay, knowledge concerned only with keeping the body comfortable, said to be in the mode of ignorance. So this is the final conclusion there, all the three put together. So the three kinds of knowledge based on um, the modes of material nature. So as we see, a mode of goodness means what? That knowledge by which one undivided spiritual nature is seen in all existence, undivided in divided. So we should not think that because the soul is there in so many living entities, that soul is being divided, cut into pieces. No. So we should understand, we know that soul cannot be cut into pieces. So if we know that, that is in the mode of goodness. Okay. So that knowledge by which a different type of living entity is seen to be dwelling in different bodies. So here, then we saw, right, in passion, they think the body and soul both are same. Okay. And conscious, as body goes, because for them soul is only body. So if the body goes, it means the soul is also gone, and consciousness is gone, and it means that soul is actually permanent, right? But they don't accept, because they accept that soul as body. So they see the body is no more, they think it is temporary. Okay. And darkness, we saw that they're totally like animals. They behave only to earn money and live comfortably. They all they want to do is eat, sleep, make tiffin. Okay, they're in the mode of darkness. So here again, next they are starting. Next is like the different kinds of actions. So we'll stop here. So because again we have to discuss, it will take time. So first the knowledge, object of knowledge, and the doer, right? So we discuss knowledge. From tomorrow we'll discuss about the object of knowledge, that is work, right? So all that we'll see in the next class. We'll see from Shloka 23 next. Okay, next class. And if you have any doubts till now, you can please ask. So meanwhile,